Hello there, this is Big Benedict, and we are playing God of War 3 on Chaos difficulty, and this is my no upgrade run plus, in which I don't upgrade anything, including the health, magic, and item meters. So, this is called Chambers of Poseidon and Aphrodite. As you know from if you played the prologue, we killed Poseidon in the early part of the game, so he's no longer here. His concubine is, and I'll have to do some editing. So you'll have to bear with that as much as possible. It's not too egregious. It's even in Aphrodite's chamber, her anatomy is not aliased very well, meaning there's a lot of jagged edges, and that it's not very appealing. But the most I've ever done with editing, as far as nudity and blurring, I did a lot with the previous guide. Very tedious. Edits and zooming in and out of parts and adjusting where the frame was constantly, but nowhere did I ever have to labor more than in the Dante's Inferno guide that I did on Infernal difficulty. I think it was last year, early last year probably, but there were so many parts on the Cleopatra part where I had to move the aspect ratio around constantly, zoom in and out, and I did an incredible job, I must say so myself. It took me a long time to do that part, and if you want to watch it, it's in the playlist, but I'm very proud of that, the same way I hope to be proud when I clear this difficulty. And mostly I do pretty basic things, like I have just the signature watermark in the bottom part of the screen, and I just don't want an obnoxious watermark. I just wanted, Big Benedict Productions there, and I don't do too many fancy things with the thumbnails because I don't know how. I don't know how to make professional thumbnails. If you ever want to do them for me, I would pay you if you have any knowledge of how to make professional thumbnails for me. You could earn a little bit of money if you wanted to do that, but I don't even know how you would contact an individual privately on YouTube anymore, because they don't even have an inbox anymore. Is there? I can't find it. I can't even find where the link for the video manager is, so I have it bookmarked. I found it once. I mean, I had it before they changed it, but like the most important link, they fucking hide. They hide everything with these updates. So this part here, we're just killing dogs, and then in the cutscene where a dog jumps on her, I'm going to edit that out. Also, when we pull her up, it's going to have to be edited out. Okay, so we're going to do a fight with some Talos monsters, and these are the first ones in their color shifting forms, and they're very interesting. They have similar attack patterns, but they have tremendous amounts of HP. See, now these guys, they do an overhead, kind of a chop, and they also have that 2-hit combo that they do, carrying over from the other guys. And then they also have, when they get knocked off balance, they will either try to strike you or not strike you. So pretty similar concept, except with the other ones, with the moss and the fragmented heads. Sometimes those ones in the gray form, they didn't do an overhead hit that these guys do. And there's one encounter later in the game where there's a ton of these guys on a Cerberus that you can mount and then destroy these guys. And I think in my previous guide from 2012, I endeavored to can I stutter even more? To take on all of them without using the Cerberus, but I might have eventually got on the Cerberus. I'm not sure, I can't remember, but I do remember trying to not use the Cerberus and just take on all these guys without taking damage. So you definitely want to use the gauntlets on this form, because if you use the blades, I can't imagine how long it would take to kill these guys. So we're going to finish this guy off pretty quickly. I really would not recommend using the triangle button unless you press it like immediately upon you're seeing that they're losing their balance, because by the time they swing at you, you can it'll turn into a perfect guard most times than not. And then on this sequence we have these onyx shielded foes here, and I like to just slam the fists into the ground, but it's one of the most vulnerable moves in the game. It's just incredible how vulnerable you are after that. So just a couple more guys. Using it from a distance is the most practical use of it. So we're going to move her up, but I think I have edited this part a little bit. So this is the final encounter. We've got a couple of these onyx shielded foes. So I'm going to cast the magic. The magic, as you can see there, even at level 1, with our weapon up to level 1, it destroys the shield, so very handy. And then we'll be moving on to Aphrodite's chamber. And I will be participating in the sex scene. You get 750 orbs for that. I was just curious, how many do they give you? And the second time you come back into her chamber, you can also do the mini game again, and I presume they give you the same number, but you can't keep doing that for orbs. I mean, they'll give you like 5, 10, or whatever it is if you keep doing it. It's not a good place to grind for money. But you don't have to grind for money in this game. That's what I love about it. I mean, you've never had to. I mean, I was grinding for money on the second game, and I've gone over in that particular guide. I've gone over in extensive detail where I did it, why, and then why I no longer did it when I did my guide for God of War 2. So did I put that fucking clip in there twice? I'm sorry about that, you guys. These clips are really, whenever you have so many edits, sometimes that can happen, and I don't want to hop off my computer and re-edit that stuff right now while I'm talking, because it's incredibly hot here. So get your dicks out, guys. We're going into Aphrodite's chamber pretty soon, but unfortunately you won't be able to see anything. I'm just going to edit it out. So on this one, if you didn't know any better, you could go over there to the left and then realize that it's out of order. But the quickest thing to do is just to stand here and then wait until the lever comes out again. Just wait for it. There we go. And then the next video will be Tartarus, and then the video after that will be the Kronos boss fight. And then we are making our way over to the Scorpion boss fight, who is a big problem in this game. So the prostitute, the harlots, her handmaidens or whatever they are, they warn you not to have your children watching it, which I think is it's just breaking that fourth wall, and it gets to be it's annoying the way they say it like that. But a couple of chests in here. Her garter belt is behind her bed if you want to have it, and there is another chest, but it's an item chest, and I'm going to be passing it up. So prepare for some more of Hephaestus's verbosity, and I'll see you in the next video.